Hello.
Hello, nice to
Oh,
see
it's so
you
nice.
again.
Oh, nice to see you again.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing you again.
Oh, good. Me too. I'm
Hmm.
glad to see you.
Yeah.
You always cheer me up.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Good for you. So what's anything new since the last time we talked?
Uh, mm, yeah. Um,
What's new?
mm, I have no news.
No news? Yeah, that's typical. Me too. I've
Hmm.
stopped talking to everybody in my life except my mother because I have no news. So it's every day is the same. I mean, it's nice. My mother always asks me about my classes, my
Hmm.
English classes. I hate to call them classes because they're not really classes. But anyway, she always
Hmm.
asks me, and I say, "Oh, sometimes you get something really, really interesting, but everybody's so nice." So I'm
Yeah,
sure I told her about
exactly.
you. I said, "Oh, I had a nice lady uh, from Korea, and very nice, and so very good, excellent." So,
Hmm.
all right. So let me ask you: was there something particular that you wanted to talk about today?
Yes.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
Mm, I have no special topic, but
Okay.
I thought before this lesson. Recently, these days I was bored in speaking English, and mm, I was I was I was I'm getting loose practicing and learning English now. I In general, it is easy for people to give up English when they become intermediate as soon as uh, become intermediate. How about you?
Okay.
What do you think about?
About I don't understand. Okay, so what I don't understand. So you're bored speaking English or what?
Mm, I do not board. I do not board. I am not bored
Hmm.
to speak English, but I was bored grammar, and yeah, and curriculum, like a
Uh,
curriculum.
I see. Okay. Yeah, the grammar part is the more boring part. Yes, is to study grammar, but it's important. But you're fine, and like you just did right now, you corrected yourself
Hmm.
and you spoke correctly. So the perfect, excellent. But maybe sometimes we need to speak about something more specific, a topic,
Hmm.
and it's good for
Yeah.
vocabulary. For example, some of the students are suggesting, or I suggested them, to go on to Engu, for example, Engu in
Yeah,
English,
yeah. I
those
had
daily.
learning with Angu.
Do you like those? Do you like those daily news? The
Yeah.
daily news articles.
Several months ago, I had reading and learning from Angu news.
Hmm.
Mhm. Um, that's great. To learn new
Hmm.
vocabulary, and
Exactly.
yes. Also, then I do not know about intermediate vocabulary, but uh, that time I had a lot of new vocabulary, like for example, enemy.
Enemy.
Enemy. Yeah, enemy. I do not know like kinds of uh, mm, vocabulary.
Uh-huh. Yes. But you don't have any enemies. I know that.
Mhm. Yeah. From then, I had learn the many vocabulary.
Okay, very good. Well, if someday you want to do that, we can do that also. That's
Yeah.
fine. Do you want to do it today, or do you want to talk about something else?
Yeah, I want to talk. I want to just convert. Easy talk.
Perfect.
Yeah, easy talk.
All right, so very good. So okay, so tell me a little bit. What do you think is interesting to talk about now?
Mm.
Something that interests you, something that you like to talk about in, let's say, in Korean with your friends. And I know sometimes you do that. You think, oh, I wonder what it would be like to talk about this in English. And you start thinking about words, and you start thinking about, I don't know, does that happen to you?
Yeah, you don't know. In Korea, I have that it's difficult to speak with Korean.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do you say that? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a housewife, and
Okay.
I have no society activity now.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so I have it's so on Cambly is I so I thought somehow to speak foreign people is comfortable and easy for me.
Oh, interesting.
This is true and true. This is true.
Uh-huh. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Yes, I mean, I know that some societies, some places,
Mm-hmm.
it's easier. For example, I mean, I live in South America. I live in Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very easy to talk to people here. Everybody talks to you here. But of course, I have a very few good friends that I
Mm-hmm.
talk to regularly.
Yeah.
And life is so boring right now. I don't even talk to them because, you know, I mean, I'm not complaining because I'm using the time well. I'm enjoying this teaching,
Mm-hmm.
and also I practice when I'm not, like I showed you, when I'm not teaching, I'm practicing. Even when I'm practicing saxophone right now.
Wow,
Yeah, when I don't, when I'm not,
that's wonderful.
when I'm waiting for calls. That's why I have this thing on. I can take this off
Mm-hmm.
now, but this is for the saxophone. But
Oh, cool.
when I'm waiting, so I try to stay interested. I find the last few weeks, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to talk too much. The last few weeks, I've been a little bit bored, and it's been a little hard to practice. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to play again and not just practice.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I'm doing it. I'm going to get another second win. Okay, so but Korea, I know the places like if I go to Europe or someplace like that,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's harder to talk to people. So you think that that's true? It's harder to make friendships in Korea. What about the like mothers of you have children. What
Mm-hmm.
about the other mothers of other children? You don't have contact with them, or you don't
Yeah, last
chat
year,
online?
yeah, I had a small talk several times on the around the playground with my
I see.
children's parents.
Sure.
But for 1 year, I couldn't like that, and
Mm-hmm.
because of COVID virus. But
Sure.
yeah, this is not problem because Korean people has a unique culture. So I like and I love Western culture like America because
Okay.
I know some American people, two or three American people in Korea. Their 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 skin is Asia like me, but their
Okay.
nation is America.
Okay, so they're
Yeah.
Asian American.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Their culture, I thought their culture is very friendly, and they they always talk to me first. When when they are working on the street, hi, hello, that's
Sure.
common. Almost,
Yes.
I think, almost American like to do that. But
Yes.
Asia, I do not know about it certainly, but it's certain. It's certain in South Korea. We never do not like.
I see.
Yeah. Sometimes you and me are familiar each other,
Yeah.
but if I, for example, if I met you on the street, like this, or avoid to the other side.
Oh yes, but
Yes.
but you're saying as me as an American, or if I was Korean?
Yeah. So this is Korean culture. So, but almost yeah, I think many Korean like this. Yeah, we are familiar and we knows each other, but I was looking for another way like this.
Yes.
I intend to looking for another way. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah,
so you ignore the person
yes.
on the street?
Yeah, when I meet uncomfortable person, so like this, I'm intended to looking forward another way like this, but when I meet friendly or good friends. When I meet good friends, I greeting.
Yeah, I greet them.
I greet them, but specific culture different is you are American. You are visit to the Europe. Visit to Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are so happy and glad to not unfamiliar people, but you can say hi there, hello. Yeah. So or to neighbor, right? But we do not like that. We never like to do that.
I see. Oh, that's that's too bad. When I was traveling in the world, I was thinking just now, my favorite place to go was Cuba. I love Cuba because I went for 4 years. I was in Europe a lot, and I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody in Europe after 4 years. I was 1 month in Cuba, and I have 4 people that I talked to yet on the internet. I talked to a saxophone player, a flute player, and another girl that I met there who I became friends with. and this was just like that, quick, and that's the same thing in Brazil too. You meet people, you go. If I go outside now and people are talking, I can say, "Hey, how you doing? How are you?" And it's almost obligational. It's an obligation here, and so. Yeah, I find that strange. I think it's too bad, but I don't know what would be the plus side of that. What would be the good side of that? Because, for example, I don't want to talk too much, but my father, he is very friendly. My father he died a few years ago. He was he was very friendly. So if he was in a line at the bank and you were next to him, he would say, "Whoa, nice day we're having together." He would try to start a conversation. And he explained, he told me, he said, if the person wants to talk, that's fine. If the person doesn't want to talk, they respect that too. They won't force it. But they might say, "Oh, did you watch the game last night?" Or, "Oh, we're supposed to get some snow this afternoon," or something, some silly thing. And then pass the time. But it's almost an obligation with him. He would never just stand in a line next to a person and not say anything. He would be respectful. So do you think, okay, here's a question now. What are the advantages of that? I mean, why do you think your culture is like that? I know it's a difficult question, but and everybody's different. But why do you think that the Koreans or Asians in general, maybe Chinese, Japanese, I lived in Japan for a while, and it's the same thing. It's difficult. Although I want to just say something. If you talk to a Japanese person, if I meet you on the street and I say, "Oh, hi, how are you?" That person will talk to you if you break the ice.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
That's natural in here. That's natural. Oh, why does he talk to me? That's weird. Weird.
Yeah. So why
are you crazy?
So why do you think that is? I mean, what's the advantage?
There
must be a cultural advantage to this thing too. There must be something about it that has a good side. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it, that kinds of things and that kinds of feeling mood. So I longing for Western culture. About greeting.
Yes.
And making friends and making of friends is easy. Is that right?
Yes. It's easier to make friends. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't live in, like, if I had to live in Germany, I would commit suicide. I couldn't live in Germany, for example. I've been there to work several times, and but that's why I like Brazil. The people are very nice, and
exactly.
Yeah, so easy to meet people. So have you? Okay, now you have traveled outside of Korea. You told me, but have you lived? I forget now. Have you lived outside of Korea, or did you live in another place?
No.
Or have you always lived in Korea?
Yes. So when I first on cambly, that's awkward. That's awkward about greeting. Tutor says, almost the tutor says, "Hi, hello, how are you?" How are you is very awkward greeting in Korea, South Korea.
Really?
Yeah. We never like to do that.
Yes. So what is a typical greeting in Korea? What would it be like?
We just say hello. Like this. My head is not hello.
Yes. I know. After 1 week in Japan, I'm talking to everybody like this.
That's all.
That's it. Oh, I see. Well,
goodbye.
It makes it
goodbye.
Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye. To me, it's very strange. Yes.
How are you? It's awkward. Very awkward here. in here.
Yeah, it's funny because when I was in Japan, I was younger, and the Japanese girls, I think that they like, and I'm sure it's for Koreans too, like you're saying, they like the Westerners because the Westerners will flirt with them. The Japanese are on the train and they're reading comic books, but they will never talk to the girl next to them. But an American guy, and I know this, especially there were some black guys that I worked with in Japan. They told me this, but they will be on the train and they will say, "Hello, how are you?" They'll go to the girl next, and the girls like that. They like to talk to the Westerners because the Westerners like them. I think that women like to be admired. I mean, even if nothing happens, they like to have it acknowledged that they're a pretty girl. I think all women like that. And not in a bad way, but I think that they. But then they would ask me during English classes. They said, "Oh, you must teach us how to flirt with the American blonde girls," And I say, "American blonde girls? You don't even talk to the Japanese girls. You don't talk to them. So how are you going to talk to an American blonde girl, which is not my style? I prefer to talk to a Japanese girl. But anyway, you don't talk to the Japanese girls. So in Korea, for example, if you're going to meet somebody like a woman who's is young, going to meet her husband, she almost has to be introduced to the husband. It's not like a flirting thing. Yes, I mean, it's not like the husband goes up or the man goes up in a bar and says, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And they start a conversation. Is that true or not? How does that work?
Not.
Yes. Okay, here's a question for you. I know, see, you probably like this too. Americans, that we ask intimate questions sometimes, but we don't. You always have the option with Americans say, "Oh, I don't want to answer that." And they say, "Oh, okay, that's fine. But okay, how is it normal? Or for example, how did you meet your husband? And how is it normal in Korea to meet your husband or wife? What is normal? How did you do it? What's normal?
We just doing greeting, and he came back home. I welcome to home. I welcome him, and then we do not talk with.
You did not talk, but okay. So where did you meet your husband?
Yeah, when I was company workshop.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, but we have talked on only kids about kids.
You had to talk about children.
Yeah, they are doing something today like this story.
I see. Okay, so you met your husband at a company when you were working?
Yes.
And I know that that's quite common. I don't know about Korea, but in Japan, that's very common. The person, they work together. It's almost like an obligation that you meet somebody at your work, and things like that. So I don't know, that it seems it seems strange to me, and I know things are changing. Things change a lot in Asia. Maybe you're getting a little bit more familiar. So okay, so what about let's say your husband meets somebody at work and he likes his coworker. Okay, he wants to bring them home and he wants to make a friendship. Is that difficult? Is that easy? How does that work?
But I was working on other area, another area, like other bench company.
I see.
Korea has a big company and branch company. Yeah.
I see. sure.
I worked on other place. So we do not meet on company, on the office, same office.
I see. So where you met him at a conference or something, you said?
Yes. I met him. Training center, group training center. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, so what was he doing? What were you doing? Were you in the same class?
He and me are same table team.
Okay.
He said my opposite way.
He said what? I'm sorry.
He said my opposite way.
I see. Okay. So very good. Well, maybe it was love at first sight. It's interesting to me. So nowadays, okay, here's another question that came into my head. These days, I would imagine that people are meeting more online. Is that true?
Yes.
Is that very common?
Oh yeah. I met other people 20 years, 25, 24, 20 over 20 years ago. That platform is popular in here.
Sure. I'll bet
now,
it is.
I do not enter anymore. So I
don't know.
Of
course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now you don't know. Okay. Very good. Excellent. Very good.
But I want to make American friend.
Mm-hmm.
This is my serious mind.
This is your dream or your goal or something like that?
Yeah, I don't want to make a Korean friend.
I see. Do you have interest in moving? Would you like to move to the United States or to some other country? Or is that impossible?
Possible.
Yes.
I had been learning English like this, and I have make some money to travel. Yeah.
You want to visit the United States.
And or Europe, England, or Canada. I want to go. Okay. I consider three countries.
I see. Well, go to Canada. Canada people are very nice.
Yeah,
they're so nice in Canada. It's incredible. So that would be good. Where in Canada do you want to go? To Vancouver, to Montreal, to Toronto, anywhere?
Toronto is familiar to here, so I want to go Toronto first, and another city.
Yeah, maybe you should go someplace different. Go to Montreal.
And I want to go
in Vancouver, but also there's a lot of Canadians. A beautiful place. Beautiful place.
I changed my city. I changed my
your citizenship.
I changed my destination right now.
Okay, good.
Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver is beautiful. But everywhere in Canada, I've been also on the East Coast. People are very nice. I'm trying to think where. I can't remember the names of the cities. On the East Coast, I went also, and very nice. People are so nice. Well, Let's talk more another time.
Yeah.
I hope I see you again.
See you again.
So nice to see you. Okay.
Have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.